Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back, y'all, with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 9. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share with a friend, hit that notification bell so that you can be updated each and every time I upload a video, if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, the ladies are back in Potomac. Thank goodness. Ooh, child. I thought we were gonna be in Austin for the duration of the season. So, anywho, we see the little montage. Eddie and Wendy are eating dinner. Shasha has made a return. Ashley and Jazelle are filling her in on Robin's antics down at the trip from hell. Over on the other side, Ray and Karen, they're at home and they're talking. So she's mad that he's been acting too busy for her. He answers the phone. He's trying to rush her. And she had a doctor's appointment. And she was like, wait a minute, why are you trying to rush me off the phone? He apologized, and that was that. Karen is telling him that she has to reduce the plaque buildup in her arteries by doing what she needs to do and the things that are necessary, like changing her diet, exercising, things like that. But she's getting it under control. So she's working with PAve and she's going to have an event. Now, y'all know that Karen has been working with PAve since she's been a part of Potomac. Okay, a part of the Real Housewives of Potomac. We've seen them come through on several seasons. We've seen Karen be very transparent about what she experienced. And so she's going to be hosting an event and she's going to invite the ladies. Moving forward. In the next scene, Robin, Juan, and Mia. Okay, they're going on a double date to a cooking class. Baby Juan working overtime to make sure Rob don't lose that check. Y'all hear me? I have not seen him on camera this much since season 1. So anywho, she said he's still job searching, but he hasn't found anything yet. Well, he was searching for something else when he was out there on that phone call. Because I know that Mike picked up, hey, babe. I said, not him talking to the coach, talking about, hey, babe. Say, what now? That man know he lived to embarrass Rob, don't he? Moving forward. So the chef is letting them know that they're going to be making a creamy, scampi pasta. So as they're cooking and messing up this food like it's a science experiment, they start talking. So Robin tells Mia about, the franchise that she's opening. She's opening a Glow 30. It's a membership-based facial spa. And I think that's smart because, baby, they are calling for you to hit the unemployment line over with Wandering Dixon. So I think it might be for the best. I think it might be for the best. So G is asking about the Austin trip. Here go Robin. Juan doesn't really like women's mess. So Juan doesn't really like the woman that he is with. Anything you tell him, he gonna have an attitude. Because Mia was talking to him in this scene and he was perfectly fine. His octave didn't go up. He didn't get all hyper. He was just simply speaking. So I'm starting to think it's something got to do with you, honey. He can't be trusted. Mia starts telling Juan, I thought the story was crazy and I was kind of telling Robin that. So I just want to know, did you really put that credit card down? Because you could have did that over the phone, right? And could have. But y'all know what the irony is in this scene is that Juan is more than willing to answer Mia's questions, but not Robin's. And Robin, unlike any other time, is not getting pissed. Just like she did when Karen simply mentioned her name. Why are you mentioning me? You be quiet. I thought it was cool. This cast is a trip. This cast is a high school cliquish trip. Because why is it that Mia can ask the questions and nobody's up in arms? But let Candace and Wendy had asked the question. And baby, the whole screen would have faded to black. So anyway, Mia's getting to the mess. So go, Mia. Child, Mia's getting to the mess, honey. And I am here for it. So, Juan, let's hear it. Okay? Why you put that damn card down? So, Juan gonna say, yeah, I did it. She got me. She went to the casino. Her purse got jacked and she couldn't get any money from Canada. So, I put my card down. She got me. Now, I know everybody is focusing on him putting his card down. Cool. What I'm focused on, and I don't think Rob is paying any attention, what I'm focused on is the card is one thing. But why did this heifer feel close enough and comfortable enough to reach out to you of all people? And stop leaving out the part where you conveniently lie and say she was there with her NFL boyfriend, but she called you instead. It's not making no sense. None whatsoever. So y'all can sell that to somebody who's buying it, baby, because why are y'all that close? Robin calls you to rescue her all the damn time, and you would have cussed her out and told her that Motel 6 would leave the light on for her. But this lady, you gonna go put your card down, turn around and walk away? Boy, goodbye and good night. Mia then says, well, there's stories match, so I think they definitely practiced that one. Yes, they did, Mia, honey. They practiced that one. In the next scene, Wendy is at the house with the family. So her brother, her mama, they all there. Wendy sits down with her mama, and she's asking her mom if she's okay. So the mom was like, I had an elective surgery. I elected to do some things. So Wendy is like, what are you talking about? You had an elective surgery. She said, no, I just mean I had an elective surgery and I had some complications, but I wasn't sick or anything. And that's why I went to the hospital. And I'm like, why does this seem like a lie? What are y'all even talking about? This don't seem right at all. And that's not the way that Wendy was describing it, honey. She was crying and whatnot. Now, I don't know if you were putting 20 on 10 when you called Wendy, if she didn't get the information properly, if she was trying to manipulate the situation and create a narrative. I don't know what's going on. Because then after that, they start talking and Wendy tells her mom about the whole shrine thing. So her mom was like, well, I did call Lebe about, being a friend, and being a friend is hard to find a friend. Or she started talking about phone a friend, honey. It has something to do with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I don't know. Okay. The story wasn't making no sense. The only shrine she says she knows is the shrine in downtown Baltimore. Something about this conversation gave we prepped before this scene. Mama got confused. She talking out the side of her neck. I don't know why she's saying these things. We rehearsed this part. This doesn't make any sense to me because the explanation is not explaining. Okay, it's not explaining enough for me. It's just not. Now, I know that some could argue, well, maybe Wendy was unaware that her mom did that and her mom actually did do it and Wendy didn't know. And so now hearing this, Wendy is probably thinking, girl, is this lady right about this shrine? Now, some people could argue that. But what I'm arguing is none of it makes sense. Okay, none of it. 1 + 1 is equal 67. Here in this scene, it's just not making no sense to me. And again, I am trying to leave the shrine in 2023. So y'all already know what I'm about to say. Say it with me. Moving forward. In the next scene, Jazelle and Grace are in the car. They're on their way to a class. And she's telling Jazelle, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go right now. Baby, shout out to John Legend and Andre 3000. Do you hear me? She said she ready to go to school. And I can understand because it's so exciting during that time. You finally get away from home. Your parents aren't going to be there. You can make your own decisions. You can call the shots. You can stay up all night if you want to, eat junk food, have a stomach ache, go to class. You can set your own schedule. No classes until noon. I mean, it's so exciting. It really is, baby. I couldn't wait to go. As soon as they handed me that diploma, I was packed up that night. I said, I'm ready to be on the I-10 bike. Baby, I was ready to get the hell on. Do y'all hear me? And a time was had. So anywho, they're going to this self-defense class. Listen, I like the idea of self-defense, but in the heat of the moment, I'm forgetting all that karate and I am going crazy. It's not going to work for me. Like the lessons will be out the window. All that, and hold his wrist and move over to the left. I'm just going to go crazy. And when I get through digging and clawing my nails in you, baby, you ain't going to want nothing else to do with me. And I'm going to scream as loud as anyone can scream. And if you put your hand over my mouth, I'm going to do some other things. So, I mean, I love the thought of the class and I do want the skills, but I know I'm going to forget them. I just know. So anywho, they get to the class. The instructor is demonstrating what they're going to do and they're reenacting it. Giselle's Claire's bracelet done fell apart. Little beads all over the place. I said, girl, pick up your pearls. Pick up the pieces. Like, pick the pearls up. That is so embarrassing, child. Everybody was trying to pick up them little beads. I have to say, though, I love the scenes with Jazelle and her girls. I just love those scenes. It makes me forget how diabolical Jazelle can be at times. I just really like the scenes with her and her children. So they sit down, they're talking. Jazelle tells Grace she's having a hard time letting her go because she's her firstborn. And so, they're sharing a little bit of a moment. Then she asked her about dating and Grace was like, I'm good. Okay, I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to rush into anything, especially not a relationship. And Jazelle was like, yeah, just be friends like me and Jason. So they called Jason on FaceTime. I was like, oh, the Bravo Connect. Not Jason looking like he need to be packing his dorm essentials to go along with Grace back to that university. I said, child, what in the world? had his little braids in. I said, Jason, where are your dorm essentials? Child, this is a fool. After Jazelle got through talking to yet another man in the phone, they hang up. In the next scene, Candace is on her way to meet up with Ineca, and she calls her mama. She's telling her that she went to the doctor and had her first mammogram, and she has 2 lumps. She said the doctor thinks it's her lymph nodes, and they're just going to keep monitoring it. So Candace was basically like, why are you monitoring something instead of really getting down to it? Now, I will say this. I had 2 biopsies done. The first time they found something, I had a biopsy done. Okay, then that was fine. Then I had a second biopsy done, and that was fine. So now they have to monitor me every 6 months. I have to go and get a mammogram and an ultrasound. So I don't know if they gave Candace an ultrasound or not, but that's definitely needed to be able to see exactly what's going on. I'm surprised that she didn't say her doctor told her to do that. They told me I have something that's called atypical ductal hyperplasia. So that's basically where I have abnormal cells within my breast. So I have to make sure that I'm getting monitored every 6 months. And it is scary as hell. Like, it literally makes my world stop every 6 months. Child, that's why I couldn't get around to that Real Housewives of Beverly Hills review or that Sisters review last week, honey, because I can't do nothing until I get my results. Okay? Not nothing. My nervous system is bad. I don't want to come on here and give a bad review. So therefore, and thus and such, I can't do nothing until that doctor called me and tell me I'm okay. So, I mean, life was life and child. It was just life. And then the lady was looking crazy and acting like she saw something. And I was like, oh, child, I just couldn't. I just had to sit still, y'all. I really did. So I understand Candace, but Candace, make sure you advocate for yourself. If you feel like you need a follow-up or another mammogram from another place, get it. And make sure they do an ultrasound too. Because, baby, that's a lot mentally. And Ineca needs a scene. So her and Candace are meeting up. Hey, girl. She claims that she never intended to have that conversation with Wendy in a group setting. Girl, yeah, right. You couldn't wait to spill it. The way you called that lady out of her name and was sitting up with them bad baby hairs, and you couldn't wait. Okay, you couldn't wait. So Candace said, well, you know, for us to move forward, I really want to feel like there's hope for you and Wendy. Candace, stop trying to make fetch happen. I wouldn't deal with Ineca, but that's just me. Something about her aura outside of her talking about the shrine just gives me, I don't like it. It is something about her energy that doesn't connect to me when I'm watching. So, yeah, no. So, Ineca wants to be friends, separate of Wendy. And I was just like, yeah, we're going to see how that's going to work. Side note, baby Candace tearing that food up. Do y'all hear me? Baby Candace tearing that food up. Ooh, little lady, you sure can put it away. Do you hear me? I said, ooh, baby, she tearing that food up. So then they started talking about their IVF journeys, and they kind of bonded over that because they're both going through something similar. Candace is realizing they have a lot of parallels in their life, but she does not want Wendy to feel undermined or like she's just throwing her under the bus and becoming friends with Ineca. Now, me personally, I feel like Wendy won't care as long as y'all don't speak on her. Also, you can't stand Ashley, and Wendy and Ashley are cool, or so Wendy thinks, child, because Ashley will stab her in the back and the front. I personally don't trust Ineca or Ashley, but that's just me. In the next scene is the day of Karen's event for PAve. Mia is getting ready and letting Gordon know that she's having anxiety because of her own trauma, and she's not ready to publicly speak on it. So Jazelle arrives first to the event. Karen is acting like her and Jazelle are besties. Even though they cuss each other out, Jazelle is going to support. So they say a quick prayer for no mess at this event. Child, good luck and Godspeed. So Mia arrives, then Ashley. Child, I forgot all about Ashley. Hey, girl, you really can go. You can go. You can go and never return. Because I promise y'all, I did not even think about Ashley before I saw her. I was like, oh, honey, this is bad. Robin arrives next, then Ineca. But y'all know what I noticed? Because y'all know I give y'all a whole lot of detail. When Ineca walked in, why didn't the music play? Everybody else walked in with some music playing. It was crickets when Ineca walked in. I said, baby, not her getting no walk-in music. Baby, this right here is a fool. Child. So Wendy and Candace, they arrived next. And I have to say, everyone really looked nice. I said, okay, look at everybody cleaning up all nice. Even Jazelle put something together. Matching outfits work for you, Jazelle. You look good, girl. Moving forward. So Karen gets up and she starts the event. She starts by giving a speech about her history with PAve. And she brings up the founder. So the founder introduces the next speaker, who was Ella, who is also a musician, and she's a survivor of SA, and she uses music to process her feelings. Now, I am going to place a trigger warning right here. If you do not want to continue with the review, I totally understand, because we will be talking about SA, and I don't want to trigger anybody. I don't want anyone to have to relive trauma. So I'm going to place a trigger warning right here. If you want to click off, that's okay with me. Okay, it really is. The lady starts to play a musical number. Robin tells us that she had an experience as well, and Candace had one as well. Wendy said that she has friends that have gone through similar situations, and Jazelle says, she needs to equip her girls with the tools that they need so they don't have to experience something like that. Ashley gets in a confessional, and she says she was a victim at the hands of a family member, and that is heartbreaking. You know what? You got to watch your people. You got to watch your kids around other kids. You got to watch your children around other adults. I don't trust nobody along with my baby. We shall all be in the same space, because you just never know what people's minds are thinking. And I just feel so bad, baby. That's heartbreaking. I just pray for healing grace for all those ladies, because I didn't realize that so many of them were affected by that. Aside from the show, the fact that they were vulnerable enough to share on this platform, this can really help someone. Now, I know it's heavy, and I know it's a lot of trauma to relive, but them speaking on it will let somebody out there that's watching know, you know what, I'm not alone. This happened to her, or that happened to her. And you don't hang your head down in shame. So I appreciated it. They pan over the table. Karen is crying. Mia is comforting her. And then she excuses herself. So she gets up and goes to the restroom. And Ashley comes behind her. Ashley goes to check on Mia. She's telling her, she's okay. And Ashley said, well, did something happen? Mia is telling her, she's trying to not be triggered, but it's very triggering to her. And her defense mechanism is to get out. And she couldn't get out that day. And so she starts crying, and she's like, I'm just wondering why I just couldn't leave. Like, why didn't you just get up and leave? So she's kind of blaming herself a little bit. She said the way that she treats Jacqueline is a result of her resentment towards Jacqueline, because she left her there and it was Jacqueline's boyfriend. And I said, wow, that really does explain a lot. Baby, you can't trust nobody. Do you hear me? Now, it's not Jacqueline's fault. And she even said that. She said it's not Jacqueline's fault, because she did not know that that was going to happen. So after sharing that with Ashley, they walk back out. The event is over. Jazelle pulls aside the PAve founder to ask questions on how she should proceed with Grace. She's like, yeah, do you think I should let her walk to class alone? Jazelle, you're not going to have any control over whether or not she walks to class alone. But the founder did give her great advice. She said she's going to be able to figure out when something's not right. And most of all, she needs to use her discernment. And I would say carry mace and a taser, because I did. When I was going to class, and I was living on a walkable campus, so if I was going to class and it was far from my dorm, I'm carrying me some mace. And if something feels like it's not right, if the surroundings don't feel safe, turn around and go the other way. I done missed many a class turning around and going the opposite direction. Always use your discernment. If something does not feel right, then just turn around. And that was the end of the episode. It didn't really, do a lot like they normally do, where all of them shoot together and film together. It was more so a lot of individual scenes. But hopefully Potomac can turn it around next season. It's starting off slow. But I have to say this. I'm not very entertained by Beverly Hills either. So, the only people that are bringing it, according to the people, I don't watch Salt Lake City. It's Salt Lake City, and I do watch Miami, and they gonna give if they don't do nothing else. But yeah, it's giving nothing. That's what it is. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode, if you happen to watch. If not, I watched it for you. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.